Hello everyone, my name is Eric Galco, the Director of Scouting for Optimum Scouting, and I'm joined today by University of California, Pennsylvania quarterback Josh Portis. Josh, how are you today?
How you doing?
I'm doing well. Busy in the busy time at the start of the draft season, but I'm doing pretty well. And Josh, the first thing I want to ask you about before we get into your career as a quarterback on the field, I know you transferred from Florida to Maryland and then to California, Pennsylvania. Talk about that transition between different schools to where you ended up to end your college career.
It just, out of high school, I went to the University of Florida and played there as a true freshman in 05. Me and Chris Lee, I was back up there, but I was playing, and I was at a young age. I was 17, was kind of impatient, not really thinking, but I went ahead and moved to Maryland. Got out the 06 year, then 07, 08. Didn't really see the field that much, and I was playing as a running quarterback instead of a true quarterback, and really didn't see an opportunity. So what I did was I graduated from Maryland and moved on to California, PA, which I was actually doing graduate school work, and I had an opportunity to play there for 2 years. So I thought it was a win-win situation, and try to help a team win a national championship. PA is definitely a powerhouse D2 school that's been doing well for the past couple of years, and I decided to join them and try to reach that national championship. Fortunately, we couldn't be able to do it, so we came close my first year there. But last year, we went 10-2 and lost in the first round of the playoff.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned that the PSAC conference in general in California, Pennsylvania, in that PSAC conference is one of, if not the best D2 conference, and then I would say they probably can move up to the FCS level and be competitive there as well throughout the whole conference, especially California, Pennsylvania, especially you guys in the past 2 years. And I want to ask you about your offense, which was very, very productive. Guys like Terrence Moore and the rest of your offense around you. How did playing in that offense develop you as a quarterback?
Walt Harris was an offensive coordinator last year. He was a pro-style guy, and basically limited my options to run because I had guys coming off the backfield. I had 5 options almost every play. I was just going across the board 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I really didn't have to use my athleticism as much. And I was just basically, my senior year was just being high efficient passer and being a point guard on the field, and dishing the guys the ball so they can make plays after the catch.
I saw you guys a lot this past 2 years. I've seen you a lot, and you kind of use your big playability with a lot of your receivers. I know Terrence Moore as well, so maybe a fringe NFL draft prospect as well. So a lot of good talent on your teams around you, despite being at the D2 level. I want to ask you now about the Texas First Nation game and the practice that's been going on with you this week. How do you think the practices have gone this week, and how do you think you did?
Every day I've gotten better and better. Fortunately, it was first couple practices where we were like 20 degrees weather with like 20 miles of wind, and the weather conditions were poor. We finally got a chance to play in the dome today, practice in the dome, and I've been, everybody had a great practice. I've been improving every day and been getting better and better. I think today was one of my best practices I had before.
Mm-hmm. And what are your expectations for the game coming up?
I like to have fun out there, enjoy the guys. Obviously, I want to win. I'm a competitor at the end of the day. And, I'm looking forward to the game and looking forward to some good competition and basically just having fun with the guys.
And I want to ask you about something real quick. I know NFL teams have probably broached the subject before, but I know in 2010 you were charged with the crime using a stolen credit card in Pittsburgh. How have you grown from that experience, and how have you discussed that with professional teams?
What happened was, I didn't know the car was stolen. It was like one of those things where the guy kind of played me, kind of set me up because he came up to me, asked me to do him a favor, and I was trying to be nice, but I made a mistake because I was trying to help the kid. This is a kid I mentored, and I seen him out the blue, and he just came up to me and he asked me, can you do him a favor? He told the card, and I just swiped the card, got what he needed, gave the card back to him, and the car ended up being stolen. So, it was just one of those, scenarios where I learned from where you just can't trust anybody, and just basically one of those type of deals where if I didn't win small today, it never would have happened. So, it was unfortunate, but, I've been expecting the teams are open and honest, and it could happen in any place. And, so I'm just moving on and, move forward.
Mm-hmm. And I also want to ask you about kind of your relationship to the NFL already. I know you have a cousin in the NFL already. Talk about that relationship with your cousin as well.
Quentin Portis, my first cousin. You know, he's one of the best backs in the league for 10 years or 9 years, 8 years. And telling me, you've been around a lot of spots. I know you got a lot of food and you have talent, but fight it through, keep sticking it out, and be the player that you can be and believe in yourself, and you lose yourself with confidence and play hard and be competitive every chance you take the field as being a quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Moving to the NFL level, coming from the D2 school, and being an athlete like yourself, I think teams want to see some versatility out of you. And I've actually been asked by some teams to see if you can possibly play wide receiver at the NFL level because you are 6'4" and 210 and move very well. And you look at a guy like Joe Webb with the Minnesota Vikings, formerly of UAB, played quarterback in college, drafted as a receiver, and then played some quarterback in the pros. Are you open to possibly making that switch to wide receiver, at least early on in your career?
I would love to be versatile, but as a team, wherever team needs me. But right now, I've been groomed to play the quarterback position, and I'm just leaving that option open. But right now, I'm playing the quarterback position. I'm having a lot of fun with it. This is what I've been playing for a long time, and God has gave me God-given athletic ability, and I've just been trying to balance that with my throwing smart decisions in the pocket, and just being a quarterback.
And being a quarterback in the NFL anymore is not just dropping back, it's making plays on the run and using your athleticism as well. You see guys like Michael Vick, Ben Roethlisberger, Aaron Rodgers, guys that are very productive in the NFL, not just doing with their arms, but their legs as well, which is an underrated feat anymore. That's how the NFL is kind of developing. So not trying to dismiss that your athleticism could be overlooked as a quarterback, but a lot of teams looking for versatility in the draft. And I think if you're at least considering that, it could be an option to help you out. Like Joe Webb, as I mentioned before, who played quarterback this year, despite being drafted as a receiver. I think you have that type of athletic ability as well. Last thing I want to ask you is, as I know you're invited to the NFL Combine, talk about how you're working out for that and what do you think your times might be?
Right now, I'm working out in Naples, Florida. Lobby sports performance down in Naples, Florida, near Miami, and I've been working real hard. Probably run a good 40 time in the 4.45 range. With a good technique and stuff, and I'm looking at do really good times with shuttle and the broad jump. Just showing my athletic ability that I've been blessed with, and just have fun with the guys and throw the ball real well, be real accurate. Do well in the interviews, and just have fun at the combine and get to meet the teams and enjoy myself.
And you mentioned interviews. Interviews are very big at the combine because teams get a chance to meet with you for an extended period of time, get to know yourself, ask you things like that, like the previous crime you committed, and that was cleared up in this interview as well, and things like that. You can get a chance to talk to them directly, and interviews are huge at the combine because they've already seen you play. They want to see how you react to certain situations, and that's a good move to make as well. So Josh, with that, I want to say thanks again for joining us today. I really appreciate it. Best of luck in the game this weekend, and best of luck with the draft process the rest of the way.
All right, thanks.
And again, that was Josh Portis, former quarterback of the University of California, Pennsylvania. I want to say thanks to him for joining us.